Welcome to the Birdhouse podcast, where we talk about how to build a business, how to become a better version of ourselves, while we strive to fly up to the higher skies. My name is Alexander Guller, the CEO of the Birdhouse Agency, and I'm your host for this podcast. Welcome to the Birdhouse. Welcome to the Birdhouse podcast. My name is Alexander Guller, and today with me I have Steven Wynne. So Steven, it's been a hectic last week. So I know you have been getting some great results on your end. Would you like to talk a little about your last week?
Yeah, so I guess I'll just start with the wins losses lesson. We can go straight into that because that kind of is my whole week of all into one. So biggest win is just starting I told you guys last week that I was starting a sales job, and I think that's going to be one of the best things that I've done because I'm able to continue to grow my own business while meeting more contacts and just becoming a better salesperson. With that, just scored a potential huge contract that will be pretty much making most of what I made this whole year in one contract.
Sounds good.
And so my best thing is, I guess, just getting that connection and just starting this and going after it. My biggest lesson is probably, so I have to retake the test that I think I told you about. I had to take a licensing test for insurance, and I missed it by 2 questions.
Ooh, tough one.
So I have to retake it this Saturday. And so I wish I actually read over the materials a little bit more rather than just go over the reviews, because I think that would have made the 2% difference that I needed.
Oh, too bad.
But I kind of definitely cheesed the system because I did a month course in 3 days. And so I think it was about the best I could expect. But it still sucks. I have to pay for it again.
Oh, well. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks, but still only 2 questions apart. That's still great.
But it's not that much money. But it was just kind of thing where it's like 2 questions, really.
That's sort of
yeah. And so I'm taking it again this next Saturday. And so lesson is just be prepared with that and use my time well, because even during those 3 days that I was rushing through it, I definitely did not use my mental energy in good spurts. I definitely was like overstraining myself, had to take a longer break, and then overstraining myself again rather than hitting where my mind's good, break, and then hitting it again and having a better retention span throughout rather than just overstressing and then crashing.
Well, yeah. I think you have to know when you work best and play according to that.
Yeah, which I know that, and I completely ignored my own body on it.
Oh, well,
that's the thing that sucks, because I'm a person that wants to power through everything, even though I know that's not the most effective for my brain.
Oof, it's a tough one. And it's so tough to negotiate with yourself, because you want to get it done, but your body and mind can always handle the pressure at the same pace as you want to get it done. Right. So sounds good.
So it's your biggest win-loss lesson?
Well, I think one of the biggest wins. I got a great idea. I think one of the things I want to get more of in my business. I want to get more clear results. So I need, so I know what steps I need to, like, which are the pain points, which are the places that I need to improve, and I figured out a system that I think I should figure that out. So I still haven't implemented it yet, but I'm looking forward to doing it. And I think that's definitely my biggest win. I think the biggest loss for me has been that in a situation that was quite unfortunate, I tried a new method of being like more aggressive and ensuring that I can also be angry and be grateful, but that actually turned out to make the whole situation worse. So I think that was quite one of the lessons, that a calm head is always better. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, and that leads into the lesson. A calm head needs to get better. A calm head is always better than being aggressive and angry, because you can keep a clear mind and you can think things through, and so on. And I think also what ties into that is that you don't want to overcomplicate the situation. Like if you get angry,
Mhm.
you can't think straight. You can't think clear as much as you do when you're calm. And
Mhm.
you get filled by the rage. Actually, that's the Greek gods. The Greek mythology. People believe that the humans were the Greek gods' playthings, and the reason was that the gods were manifestations of different feelings, like a god of anger and a god of love, and so on. And
Mhm.
because when you get filled with those emotions, you can't control yourself as much.
Yeah.
And so, well, so that's been a fun lesson to learn, and to always remain calm and mind your temper and feelings and emotions. And I think the next goal for me is definitely to implement it, implement the system I talked about earlier, so that I need to know where I need to improve. And also, I think I need to be more creative in some of the ways that I reach out and do business, because there's a lot of funny ways to do it, and you always have to go where the attention is going, and making ads from there and so on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I know beforehand that you said that you were wanting to, I guess, more focus some of your time to, if you want to say, grow the business or grow yourself, because you said that you had a very hectic week. Some of that was on you,
Oh yeah, definitely.
um, but some of it is also, I've definitely been in scenarios like that where your schedule is just to the 5 minute.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess talk a little bit about experience with that.
Oh, well, so throughout all my life, I have always been very engaged in a lot of different stuff. And I play volleyball, and I have done a lot of things, also what is called the youth network and so on. And the thing is, I really like to do those things, but sometimes it's quite hard to balance so many different aspects in one's life,
Mhm.
because if you can't really focus on one thing if you have five things to focus on. Like that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And so I think sometimes you have to sacrifice what you want, what you like to do, to what you want to actually get. You're not willing to sacrifice what you want most. No, what you want now for what you want most. And I think that's such a powerful quote. And I think I have to do that a little more, be more willing to sacrifice some of the other things to do, so I get a more singularity of focus, so I know what
Mhm.
direction I need to go. So I don't need to have that hectic week with going into five different things on the same day.
Yeah. I know, especially last year and the year before, I had so many things going on that my schedule was filled up basically with the 5 minute. I had ministry stuff I was going through, church, basketball, work, school. I had all of that, and I was juggling. I left my house at 5:30 a.m. and didn't get back till usually about 10:30 was my days.
Yeah,
Like I would go home, use the restroom, grab some food, and sprint out the door again because I needed a change of clothes. And that was pretty much my whole high school career as well. And I've definitely learned, like, I'm very much a person that loves to do a wide cast. And so whether that's my activities or whatever, that sometimes things slip through because of that.
yeah,
And I've definitely learned over the last 2 years, especially, that it's okay to say no to things. People aren't like, yes, you're an influential person. At least this, again, this is for me. might be the same for you, but like, yes, I'm an influential person, but at the same time, I need to take care of myself and my own interests as well as taking care of others. I'm a person that loves to give and hates to take. But sometimes you do have to take for yourself a little bit because otherwise you just run dry and you're basically like a car running on no oil because you do it for so long and
Yeah,
don't take care of yourself.
yeah, definitely. And I know that feeling quite well as well. And I also think about is when we talk about that, I also think about it's also making sure that you don't run out of things to give. Because if you keep on giving,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have time to replenish what your own stock, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think at least my most important resources right now are time, energy, and like mental energy is physical and
yeah,
mental. I split them out in my own body.
mm,
Those are like the three most important things I can give because you can give your time and energy for money. You can give it for like blessing people. That's how you make money is your knowledge and your time.
yeah. It
And
really is. You always trading your time for the value, the work. Um,
mhm,
but I think back to the giving part. I also think that the part about giving is also one of the better predictors of success in business because you actually want to help people, but you don't help people for free. And also one of the reasons that you don't help people for free is because if they get free stuff, they don't value it as much.
mhm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I think that's definitely a big point to make, and the time and energy. We have to take care of ourselves, and time is the most
Yeah,
valuable source. So
absolutely. And I had a question. So again, being a marketing person, I'm able to figure this out for other people, but I am awful about figuring out my own marketing, which is like my personal brand marketing, which is hilarious because I'm able to do it for so many other people. But somebody was like, okay, if you had like figuring they were like, we're challenging you because we were trying to figure out like what my personal brand was. And so far as basically like I'm a Swiss Army knife, I'm able to pull out this skill and this skill and this skill.
mhm.
Um, and that might be your brand, but that's not how to like engage people long term.
Oh yeah,
Because of the casting wide net. Like example, I'm going to use Gary Vee. He's just super simple because everyone knows what he's about. He's about hustle, effort. He wants to own the New York Jets, and he's a immigrant from oh, what was it? What's the country
oh,
he's immigrant from again?
I think it was one in Europe. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't want to say Bulgaria, but I might be. I don't know. But
A country
he's
outside of.
yeah. And so that's who he is.
Mhm.
His number one thing is effort and hustle.
Hmm.
Like do more, be more. That's his whole message.
Yeah,
So
and I also want to add with the kindness because
mhm,
that I think is also one of his biggest things to
yeah,
person with the branding.
absolutely. And so like that's like the core values of Gary. Steven, what's my core values? Like I can say, okay, for my personal values, um, my I value like love, faith, and like close friends and family. That's like my personal like core values. But like, what is my like brand values and what like if you say you were invited on Gary Vee's podcast, what is the one topic you would talk about? And I was like, I don't know
Hmm.
because doing this is just conversing with a friend. And for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, hey, I had this thing come up and I have it on my mind, and that's kind of what we talk about. Or you same with you, it kind of is just natural flow of conversation.
Yeah.
But like, what it's like for me, it was like I had such a wide cast of net because I'm able to fit with so many businesses and marketing and all of that. It's like in order to get more business, I have to try to hone down on that one staple of mine. And I'm like, what is that?
Mm.
And so, because Gary's is hustle.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah. It really
that's
is.
his staple.
Yeah.
And Jason's is working smart,
Yeah.
smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And so,
And keep
like,
going.
what
Keep
is it?
fucking going.
Yep, let's keep fucking going, and like, just also don't bang your head against the wall. Basically,
Oh, sorry, I did it again.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, but I think the question about if you went on a podcast with Gary V, what would you talk about? I think that's a good question. So
Yeah.
I know because of what some of the things he brands with the kindness and hustle and so on. I think I would love to talk about him about always shooting for the stars and making sure that you are kind to every other people. Because
Hmm.
if they remember you to be kind, that's how people like you. Like not being
Yep.
harmless. Like you still have to stand your ground and negotiate if you have to, but being kind by nature.
Yep.
That's one of the best
I
things.
That just reminds me of John Patterson's quote of like, "What's the difference between a good man and a kind man,
Mm,
or a nice guy?"
yeah,
Like, because like the phrase "nice guys always finish
yeah,
last." And reason for that is good guys are monsters who keep it under control.
yeah. That's the
I
biggest difference.
like if I didn't have any self control, I would be a effing mess. Like I could cause some havoc.
Yeah,
But because I have that self control and that kindness and that love, that's why I scored a great girlfriend. That's why I'm where I am today with like the job, the business, opportunities I've had brought. Because yes, I can do damage, but I can use all those skills that I know for good as well.
mm,
But I know a guy who just cannot keep a girl talking to him. And I'm like, dude, you're too nice.
yeah,
Like legit, like you don't want to hurt a fly.
yeah. You're a
And
pushover. You're a pushover. People don't
yeah, and I'm
take
like,
you for
girls aren't
competitive.
attracted to that.
Yeah.
Guys aren't either.
No. Like you, no. Nobody needs to mess with you if you don't know how to stand your ground. Like you.
Yeah.
If I want to get into point A and you're in the way and you're not going to fight for your stance, I'm just gonna push you away. Like I want to get to point A.
Mhm.
Fuck you.
Absolutely.
And one of the rules I always think about and always try to live by is I want to act in a way that makes sure that if there's nothing, if we are not angry with each other, I can always meet a person I've met before and be kind with them.
Mhm.
So like some of the girls that I've met with and had some romantic relationship with, and even though it ended, I want to make sure that I acted in a way that makes it so that she don't think that I'm a fucking bad guy just for being
Yeah.
bad. Like didn't
And
work.
that's
It didn't work.
that's how I got the position I had before. I worked for my ex's dad
Hmm?
because I was such a good guy that he wanted to bring me on board.
Sounds good, yeah. And I think that's definitely one of the keys to it. Like, be kind. Make sure that you make sure that you can meet people again, even though you have
Mhm.
stopped talking. I'm still 19 years old, so for me, I think it's a bit more different for me than it is for you. But I mean, when I'm at parties and so on, I meet both girls and boys who are like, "Oh no, it's so weird. I don't want to talk to that guy because maybe we got a crush. Maybe we don't. I don't know. We talk, but now we
Yeah.
don't talk, and now it's so awkward." And like, dude, it shouldn't come to that part.
Yeah. Like for me, the only different we're only 2 years apart, so it's really not that different. But I also conduct my life a little bit differently than you do.
Oh yeah, well,
Um,
I think
because I'm not a partier. That's and so for me, I definitely see that even in groups I'm doing, and they're like, "Oh, I can't like go do this." I'm like, "Why?
yeah, why?
Why can't you go like?" I don't want to like mess it up, and it's like either you're going to be in limbo and you're just going to delay the inevitable of they're going to like you or they're not.
Yeah.
Like there's two options. And if you leave it in the middle, that's an effing loser. Like
Yeah. Yeah, and
that's a no to me.
Yeah, and the thing is, pick your poison. Like, there's going to be bad stuff either way. So like, which do you want to take? Like, do you want to get live in the illusion of maybe there's a girl that likes me, or do you want to like, okay, that didn't work out, let me get on with my life? And like, indecision is one of the biggest time wasters ever. Just pick a decision, and if it's the wrong one, choose another. Like that, a lot of things is still reversible.
Yeah, because you're gonna win. Your wins should, if there's enough like ROI on your wins, they should weigh out to your losses. Like people expect. I'm just gonna use sales numbers because for like sales numbers, people are like, if you talk to say 5 people, most likely you may or may not close a deal. Period. Because even if you have a 25% close rate, you might have 5 in a row that you talk to that aren't ready. But then the next two or three might be a deal. But people usually stop right at the threshold for that because they're not willing to be, as we talked about last week, aggressively patient. They're not willing to wait that time for that.
Yeah, and also believe in the process. Like the 5 times is also experiences. Like you get better for each time you do it. Like everybody is bad at everything at first, but when you get more experience, like you get better. Like the top people in the world, the way that they make money or became that successful was because they practiced all of the different skills they had. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi didn't become the world's best soccer player without practicing a fucking whole lot.
I think we just went to the gym once a week.
What if that's how you did it? You're fucking a natural, like a big natural.
If he did it that easily, then go have all the money.
Like it would be, yeah. It would just be like, yeah, go ahead, and we can do shit. So go ahead, and take it all.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's like again with like yes, like for you, do you want your personal brand to be based around kindness? Is that like what your staple wants to be?
I think
for that.
I think it's. I've not decided on.
I know it's gonna adapt, but
yeah. Also, we changed along the way, but I think I definitely think that is going to be one of the pinpoints for me.
Yeah, because I know what a lot of my secondary like attributes are, but I don't know what my staple is. Like for me, one of my secondary things has always been like there's more than just how like the rules state to do it. There's more than one way to do anything. So like with school system, I did not agree with the school system. I'm doing a very unconventional career path. Like everything about like how I've gotten to where I've gotten is very untraditional, and some's risky, some safe, but a lot of people see me as like a loose cannon, but I go, no, I'm a very calculated cannon. I just like to shoot far away where people don't see. And like the people who's been around me knows that, but people who just see me are like, you're crazy.
At first glance, you're crazy, but when you get to know you,
because it's like I've had 4 jobs in the last 3 years. 2 of them probably could have been 2 or 3 of them probably could have been career jobs that I could have been stayed at that company for 30 years and been completely fine financially and all of that. I'm like, no.
Well, yeah, it's also about finding what makes you happy, and at what threshold is does that make you happy? Like, one of the things I think about when we talk about finance and income and so on is one of the I can't remember what the technical term is, but like whatever your day-to-day life costs, like what amount,
Passive income,
yeah, yeah, what more, what the amount of money,
your maintenance.
yeah, the main maintenance price for you living a month. If that's the same as the passive income, they're like that's where you want to be. You can everything
Yeah,
over that is extra money, and that's quite good.
yeah. What I want to do with like my passive income is make that greater than my expenses, and that's my play money. And anything that I actually earn above that is investment money.
Yeah,
So, and play money is the go get the Star Wars Millennium Falcon Collector's Edition Lego. That's what I mean by like play money. But like my investment is going to be like, okay, I'm going to find a new business. I'm going to do that in the S&P 500, in whatever Bitcoin, whatever investment you want to do.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I also think it is. Sometimes you have to like take a chance with your investments as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think crypto is one of the funniest things to invest in because that shit is volatile as fuck. It goes
Yeah,
up and down.
and for a while, I think the AR and VR are going to be very volatile.
Oh yeah,
So like the metaverse with I think the top two right now are Open Sandbox, and I can't remember what the other um, AR like heavy thing is, but they take like basically a real world and sell different properties on there, and you can do whatever if you want, and you can turn those into NFTs as well. And so you're able to sell NFTs off of property that you own on the world, on
yeah,
the digital world.
yeah. You mean like the that game? I think it's called New World or something like that.
No, it's not even New World.
Okay.
This is like a legit, like basically fake society. If you want to look at it that way, it's digital society. You sit down and you would literally go to your job on there. You would go to your property. You would buy materials to build stuff. You would create NFT. So like whatever progress you're doing, and then you can sell that. You can sell your property on there and like actually, and there's a currency even within the world, but like it's a transaction, so you're able to use real world money like and get it back from that. It's not just a dumping it into the system.
Hmm.
So
Dude,
it's a very interesting and complex thing, and I want to get into it. I just don't have the what money I want to play with it in there.
uh, dude, sometimes I think about like these are exciting times for technology. Like we get
Mm-hmm.
so close to making a fucking AI a simulation. Like that shit is a simulation. Like a
Oh, 100%.
a virtual reality. And the thing is,
and
it might even
and
become more real than the reality.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's real people on there. It's not
Yeah,
like it's some AI that's doing it. No, it's your neighbor could literally buy their property of land, and you could literally buy your property of land where you are in the world.
mm, yeah, dude, it's so amazing. It's going to be like Sword Art Online or something like that.
Oh, 100%.
Uh, um, actually, do you know what World of Warcraft is?
World of
Yeah.
Warcraft? Yeah,
All right.
yep.
So back in the days, you know.
I'm a gamer.
Oh yeah, same. So that I thought you knew about. So that was true. But you know how the auction house works. So how
Hmm.
the auction house works in World of Warcraft is you can sell stuff and you can pick the price for it, and you could also trade with other people. And one of the ways that uh, some people made real life money was making sure that they got really rich in World of Warcraft and trading real life money for in-game gold, as so to
Hmm.
speak. And there was actually I can't remember the study, but who did the study? But he actually you know like each each country have like a national brutto national product,
Yeah,
I think it's called.
yep.
And
You're
he tried to calculate. I think it was World of Warcraft. it might have been RuneScape, but similar categories, which is like one of the biggest countries, some of the biggest national product, because there was so
Mhm.
much trade going on, and
Yeah,
dude, I think that's going to happen again, with that
yeah,
virtual
like
reality.
yeah, people. It's just like with if people don't know World of Warcraft and how that system work. If a lot of people know Minecraft, so like people have tried to calculate what an emerald in Minecraft is worth in like the daily market,
Hmm?
and the thing about it is Minecraft, it's either worth pennies or it's worth like $1 million. There's no in between on
Mm,
emeralds. Like there is an in between, but like there's no consistent like trade value for it.
mm,
And so, but like with like a game like World of Warcraft, it's a lot more consistent, or Fortnite, or anything like that, where you're trading goods or anything like that.
mm. And also beforehand you mentioned NFTs, and I think
Mhm.
for anybody to want to like understand what NFTs are, that's basically a skin in Fortnite, a skin in Minecraft, a
Yeah.
skin in League of Legends. It's a digital asset that you can sell for money.
It's a non-forgeable token is
Yeah.
what it's technically called. And so you're not able to forge where it came from, even though there's somebody who literally got a whole list of every NFT that's out there, period. But
What? Without that, but
big but right now. But they're
but
trying they're
you just remove
um
that from the equation.
yep. Um that wasn't supposed to happen, but some guy found a weird loophole through it. They're trying to fix that security patch, so on and
Oh,
so
good.
forth. Yeah. So you basically the image that you get, it's your property.
Mm,
And so if you say you go to I'm gonna use Taylor Swift because her new album just came out. You take Taylor Swift's like album record and say that this record was a picture. You own that picture as an NFT, and then you're able to trade it or collect it or whatever. And people, because you have to create excitement around your NFT, which is also how a lot of people hide their money in art. If there's excitement around that NFT, you're able to make a ton of money off of it. But at the same time, it's also just like just a collector's thing. Sorry about that. I'm having some hiccups. But like a lot of people love art. And so for NFTs, some people just like to get them and own the images. But some people are doing it to make money. So
Oh, also, like Gary Vee has also talked about I don't know if you've actually released them or not, but about like 100, 150 NFTs, which can guarantee
mhm.
like half, I think it was half an hour of interview, one-on-one interview with him, maybe 1 hour, and also
Yeah,
an invitation to one of his next big networking events. So
yeah.
it's going to
I
be
don't know
big.
if he's released that yet.
I don't think he has, but
I know you can see his wallet and
sorry,
all of the things that he owns on OpenSea.
you
His
cancel out. Can you like repeat that?
so you can see
You cancel out,
yeah.
so can you
So
repeat? Yeah.
Gary V Yep. So Gary V and there's some other celebrities that do this, like Jake Paul, Logan Paul. You can go on OpenSea. I think it's called is the OpenSea NFT network, and go and look at their wallets and see exactly what they have and what they've created and sold and all of that. And so you can actually go and follow what celebrities and big shots are doing. So it's not like, oh, it's cash transaction. No, you can see exactly what they're buying, what they're selling, and all of that.
Dude, everything is open for everybody.
Yeah.
No privacy anymore.
Even cash is easier to track nowadays because of cameras.
Yeah.
Because you're able to see, okay, this person went to this store, and it's really not that hard to you see. Oh, so this receipt was bought at this time with cash. Security camera.
Yeah.
Like I know some preppers that are like, oh, they can't like can't track my cash purchases, and I'm like, you know that they know that you're buying 50 solar panels because there's a camera on their place and you have a delivery thing that's being shipped to your house that's tracked by UPS, FedEx, whoever is doing it, and that they have transactions of everything that's happening, even if you pay cash for it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, yeah, and the person who controls the data, like, we don't know how much power he holds.
Yeah, or with people with like the vaccines of, oh, there's trackers in you, and I'm like, you have a phone on you, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, if I say diapers 50 times near your phone, you're going to start getting advertisements about diapers. Like, that's just how life works. Like, you have a tracker on your pocket all the time.
And yeah, and that's really what it is. It's a tracker. It's quite useful for a lot of things, but it also tracks you. Everything with a signal tracks you.
Yeah, GPS, Wi-Fi calls, like they're using somebody else's product and service, and so like I'm sure that there's logs of everything because every US based company has to keep track of what happens. And so, especially data people. And so,
yeah. Like if you control a data, like God only knows how much power you actually have. Like Google and Facebook and Instagram and so on, like they control much of everything that we see.
Yeah. And a lot of their sub products, like people are like, oh, I don't want to buy from Amazon, and then they buy, I don't know, a great value, but like or somebody is like, oh, I don't want to buy from like Walmart's brand or whatever. So like you buy a great value or you buy the step up, and you're like, you're still buying from the same person.
Yeah.
Or Coke. You don't want to buy from Coca-Cola, but you buy a Powerade. That's a Coca-Cola product.
Yeah.
Or things like that. And you're just like, okay, you're buying from the big companies when it comes to it with all the supply.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday I found out that one of the companies in Denmark that makes beer, Carlsberg, also supplies water. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't know that they were in the supply of water as well. One of the supplies.
Water is a huge industry. It's just because there's not, like, even in the US, there's been so much contamination in the water that no one trusts even the city water because they have to chlorinate it so much.
Really?
Just to get rid of stuff. So, like, yes, I can drink out of the tap water, but it's not the best, like, for my long-term health. I wouldn't want to go out to the river and drink it because that's where all the sewage is going. Even though people think it's not, but it is. And so it's like, and I don't know, you can use India or whatever. So people trust bottled water. So like Dasani, Aquafina, Fuji, those are just a couple of big names. They all sell water, even though it only takes them 8 cents of plastic and things to make the water. They also have to ship it and all that, which is increases the price. But the reason they do that is because they're able to sell that more than they are their actual pop product.
Yeah. I think that's so fun. Yeah. Also here in Denmark, we have 2 brands of beer, Tuborg and Carlsberg, which are both made from Carlsberg. And the thing is, Carlsberg is a more of a sports beer, where Tuborg is a more festival, musical beer. And it's funny because they have like pitted them against each other, so they have made an internal competition between the 2 beers, where they supply both of the beers. And I think that's so genius, so goddamn genius.
Like, people say yes, monopolies can make some things cheaper, but they also can inflate some things.
Oh yeah.
I think competition is 100% the way to go. Even though yes, both companies are going to win in the end, because even if someone has a larger market share, the other company's still going to make a huge amount based on the marketing compared to the other person, even if they lose.
Yeah, definitely. But dude, the person that made it like that, I hope he got a big check for that.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your goals for this week? I know we're abrupt cut.
It's fine. It's fine. We have to keep the schedule. So I want to implement the system where I get more a clear overview of my results, so that I know where I need to improve. So like I want to get more clear statistics on the different steps in my business, on how to get clients and so on, and making sure that I know what to improve and where and how to do it. So yeah. And what about you? What are your goals for next week? Thanks.
My goal is very similar to you, of just finding what my priorities are in general, and really honing down on that, and actually passing the test on Saturday so I don't have to take it again.
Well, that would be good. Quite great. Yeah.
Getting 2 more questions right, because I can't technically make money until I actually have that license in hand. I can make the sale, I just can't collect the money until.
Well, that's kind of the important part.
And so I'm like, 2 questions, really? So that's my number 1 goal. But then my secondary goal is I get honed down more and get stuff moved more towards KC, because I'm going to be moving out of Manhattan towards KC as well.
Sounds good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm also looking forward to hear how that's going to go.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to create more opportunities than I think from it, just by meeting people in general.
Sounds good. So, everybody, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Birdhouse Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, follow me on my Instagram @thebirdhouseagency and share it to your friends and family, or rate it on Apple Podcast or Anchor. My name is Alexander Gulager, and I will see you at the next episode.